South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago. The Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the former Auburn kicker Daniel Carlson to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Now the former Washington Husky, here's Myles Gaskin. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. On play action, here's Tua. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. A first carry for a Miami native. This is Dalvin Cook. And they'll get 8 out of this. Stopped at the 28. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Got his man in stride, complete. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he will have a Vikings first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And that last throw, Charles, an important one stat-wise for this young rookie. It puts him over 4,000 yards passing for the season.
And you think about some of the great seasons by rookie quarterbacks in recent vintage. How about Andrew Luck in 2012 with 4,374 yards? Cam Newton had a big rookie year. So did Robert Griffin III. And how about Justin Herbert in 2020? He hit the league with a splash.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Second and 2. And complete right side to Cook. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook.
His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
Another catch there for Waddle.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Tua going to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Wiggles free. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7-7, our score after 1. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. And again, it's Tagovailoa. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. Finding Gaskin underneath. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
That's a letdown defensively because they had him stacked up 3rd and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing 1st and goal, looking to regroup.
And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
Gaskin. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. Gaskin again. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll try and run for it. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now their defense came through to the goal line. Stan got them the ball back. See what they can do about putting a drive together. Long way to go.
They need to reward that defense. A goal line stand, they've got to make that stand up themselves, right? Give the defense a chance to catch their breath on the sidelines. At least get 2 first downs. 3 would be better. Change field position. Let them catch their breath. Second and 4. Over the middle to Smith. That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Back to throw now on first down. Dances by him, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
To his throw here, taken in by Gesicki.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, Freeman. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Freeman again, a first down carry. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Now they go screen, it's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 23. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing in the colleges.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Well, this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. On play action, they'll throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
You got three down. 17, guys. Check him out. He's going to sit right in the middle. Watch the middle.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He's going to take another shot here. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give him credit. Took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Sets up 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Tua, a final shot before half.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 39.
And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Both teams likely making their final adjustments before the second half. So, time for us to go back downstate to Miami and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They go play action here on first down. He'll buy some time right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
So, following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up a throw.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield. Touchdown, Vikings.
Well, he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch the short passes. He can run under a long pass. Or he can do what we saw right there. Catch one and then make a big gain after the catch.
And I think this is what the early proponents of the forward pass were thinking about. Get it to a receiver and have him do some work afterwards in order to create the big play we just saw there.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Oh, my goodness, I thought he'd peel off. Instead, he makes the fair catch at the 2-yard line. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you?
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run and everyone else stays ready, and they were, and they picked that one off.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And that's a tough throw for a right-handed quarterback, rolling out to his left and trying to get the ball to a receiver. We've seen all those drills where they're trying to get the shoulders square and pointed towards the target downfield.
Dancing to his left.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Play action. Now it's Tua. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Cook. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Cook.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook
with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Eight yards to go on 2nd down.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7.
And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do.
To a hit, and the ball is out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown Vikings. Irv Smith Jr. with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into result.
And now here is another interception. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Cook now off the read option.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They'll look to throw again.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receiver.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got.
Call special teams the third phase, but you see here it can be the first phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Chris Harris with a pick.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him, and I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Running for it, here's Cook. A beautiful fake, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw him off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. Again, it's Cook. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Now a give running right, it's Cook.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
On second down, it's Cook. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another second down. It'll be third.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their third down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on third down.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing